Hey, welcome to Red Jacket.
Set in the swamps of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is Red Jacket Firearms, home of the Discovery Channel's hit series, Sons of Guns. Red Jacket makes custom firearms, anything from handguns to rifles. But when it comes to machine guns, Glenn Fleming is the man to see.
My name's Glenn Fleming. I work here at Red Jacket, and also I'm in the show Sons of Guns under the name Flem.
Flem is a 14-year active duty Air Force veteran, having served most of his time as an aerial gunner.
My job as a gunner basically took me all over the world. I mean, Italy, the fun parts, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Africa, Kuwait, man, just all over. A lot of places.
Medically retired for PTSD and a TBI, Flem didn't let his diagnosis become his identity.
There's a certain stigma attached to that. It's like, no, I don't want to go. But at a certain point, you kind of have to. You go talk to a shrink, you know. You're in the military. If you're getting screwed up, press on. I mean, you go for a toothache. If you go nuts, you got to go for that too.
But this Air Force vet didn't go from active duty to reality television celebrity overnight.
Oddly enough, when I was retired from the military, I needed a hobby. And I found out that you could make basically semi-auto guns at home legally. And that led me into meeting a friend who owned a gun shop. And after a little while, I started working there as a gunsmith, which was really cool. I got to learn a whole lot about guns. And of course, my time in the service kind of prepped me for machine guns, different machine gun designs, stuff like that. So when I heard this job opened up, I brought in some of the guns I had made since then, and some of them were full auto. And basically, I came in, showed them what I had, got a job.
Flem remembers his service years with pride and credits his military service for preparing him for the workforce. Will Hayden, the owner of Red Jacket and a former Marine himself, prides himself in hiring veterans for their knowledge and professionalism.
These men are not only the men who make it possible for all of us to walk freely along the paths that are this country, but they are truly this country's greatest resource.
So what's been the coolest weapon Flem's worked on?
Man, it's kind of hard to pick the best thing I've done or the coolest thing I've done. And there's a couple that come right to mind, but unfortunately, the episodes haven't aired yet, so I can't tell you about them. I gotta say my favorite thing about Red Jacket is, I mean, I make machine guns all day long. That's not a bad thing.
Yet Flem's story doesn't end here. He's still finding ways to give back.
That's a hoot, man.
Well, Red Jacket as a company does a lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes for wounded warriors. There's also some side projects I have going on personally that I'm trying to help with the wounded warrior situation. One of the things I like is Special Operations Warrior Fund. They've helped out a bunch of my friends' families, but it's something that I'm starting to get into more, and I'd really like to do as much as I can.
To keep up with Glenn's explosive creations, visit his blog at glennfleming.com. Reporting from Baton Rouge, Louisiana,
Kinda cool, ain't it?
I'm Staff Sgt. Chris Pyles.